In the early part of the last century, the great Houdini spent much of his time debunking fake mediums and exposing phony seances. The magician is about to do the same thing. First, we'll start off with the seance. We begin with a large open cabinet made up of wooden columns. The magician's lovely assistants drop by to say hello, then raise a curtain sealing off the back of the cabinet. The makings of a seance room. The magician displays a wooden chair which goes on top of a square of plywood, eliminating the possibility of hidden trap doors in the floor. As the assistants seal off the remaining side with another curtain, the magician summons his gorgeous medium, though she impresses in a large way. She's not a real medium, but I don't care. The assistants return with some standard props, while the magician places his lovely medium in a trance. That didn't take too long. This girl is easily influenced. Now for the fun part. Using some heavy ropes, the magician secures the girl's wrists. And then invites his assistants to bind her to the chair. It takes a little choreography, but they get the job done. Working together to wind the rope around and around the girl, and then tying it off with a large impenetrable knot. Meanwhile, it looks like she's enjoying her trance. Now for the props. Just like in the days of Houdini, we have an ornate candelabra and a noisy tambourine. That ought to rattle the spirits. These are placed on top of the plywood. On the other side of the chair is an antique lamp, though in Houdini's day this would be considered brand new. The lamp also goes on the plywood by the girl's feet and out of her reach. One final cross-check to make sure she's still under the influence of his magic trance, and the seance is about to begin. The magician instructs his assistants to raise the front curtain, completely surrounding the girl in the chair. Suddenly, the supernatural takes over. Hear the tambourine? The lights flicker, and a spirit appears to be lifting the lamp above the top of the enclosure. See how it floats through the air over the cabinet? I don't believe in ghosts, but this is pretty spooky. The magician commands his assistants to lower the front curtain. There's the girl, still tied to the chair and in her peaceful trance. The curtain goes back up to give the spirits a chance to return. The lights flicker. Now we hear the tambourine again and see the candelabra floating above the cabinet. There is definitely something otherworldly going on inside the seance room. There's no other way to explain it. The magician instructs his assistants to lower the curtain again. The girl is still tied to the chair with the props by her feet, exactly where they were before. At least these spirits are neat freaks. The magician commands the curtain to be raised again. We'll have one more chance for the medium to show her powers. Now, a mysterious fog rises from the seance room. True, the girl was smoking hot, but this is a bit much. And she's gone. Escaped from her bonds and vanished into thin air, leaving only the props and the memory of her mystifying beauty. The remaining curtains are lowered just to see if there is anywhere for her to be hiding. But no, as we can see from all sides, she has without a doubt vanished. Without even saying goodbye or leaving her number. You're all alone, Masked Man. A stunning medium is tied to a chair inside a sealed seance room, and strange things begin to happen. So how does the magician create the illusion of a seance and make the girl vanish in a puff of smoke? Here are the secrets. When the illusion begins, the magician makes a big show of proving that the room is empty. It's not. That's the first secret. From the back, we can see that the rear curtain is not resting flat on the floor. It's elevated on boxes. Beneath the curtain are some duplicate props and a fog machine. These long, slender handles will be used to lift the props high above the top of the cabinet. Also hidden inside the room is this beautiful assistant, who is crouching behind the square of plywood. When the first two assistants enter, they begin to raise the curtains and build the cabinet. As soon as the rear curtain is in place, the concealed assistant sneaks out and hides behind it. The magician is now free to pick up the plywood that was hiding her and place it on the floor with a chair on top. After the medium in the seance room is supposedly hypnotized and bound, the front curtain is raised. This is when the secret assistant behind the room rushes inside with the duplicate prop lamp. The lights flash to create the proper mood, and the girl uses the long pole to lift the lamp above the top of the enclosure. Meanwhile, the girl in the chair snaps out of her pretend trance and starts to loosen her bonds. The secret assistant slips out of the back seconds before the front curtain is lowered to reveal that the medium is still in the chair. The curtain goes up a second time, and the secret assistant slips back inside with the next set of props. When you look closely, you can see the pole peeking out above the enclosure. She sneaks through the rear curtain again, vowing to be more careful next time. The front curtain is raised for a final time, and this is when the secret assistant turns on the electric smoke machine. At the same time, the girl in the chair is wriggling out of her bonds. Looks like she's had some practice. Once free, she sneaks out to join her friend on the floor behind the curtain. The front curtain is lowered to reveal the empty chair in the smoke-filled room. A mysterious sight indeed. When the rear curtain is lowered, it is carefully draped over the girls and their spare props. Here's how it looks from the back. Also a mysterious sight. A magical seance just like it was performed in the days of Houdini. But now, you know the devilish secrets. Thanks, girls. This wraps up another one.